One after 4 on Channel Africa as we continue to celebrate Incredible Woman this Women's Month on The Upside.
We are talking about a particular woman who went from customer service to executive leadership, man. She's going to talk to us about the climb in this industry, particularly the aviation industry. She's hot, she's happening, and her name happens to be Marché Arnold, who is a senior manager for quality control and assurance at ACSA, which happens to be the Airport Council, African Council of Aviation Authority. My girl! Marché, welcome to The Upside.
Thank you, Poppy and Ntsako. It's such a pleasure to be here on Channel Africa, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation and sharing my journey with you.
So let's talk about it. I mean, when you started out in customer service, did you see yourself even in this position?
No, I actually didn't even know what was available to me stepping into aviation all those years ago. So having started as a customer service agent, it was the perfect grounding for me because it helped me to understand that every single role matters.
So Marché, 26 years in the industry, what keeps you passionate? You've done all the groundwork, you've had many a job in the industry. What still keeps you passionate about this space?
For me, it is the little girl from Newlands East who found her way into aviation through the Thursday job. So the younger generation, I believe, would say, if you know, you know. That was my first interview and my first time being at an airport and literally walking into an industry I knew nothing about. So I could have never imagined that almost 3 decades later, I would still be here. But I think what keeps me passionate is knowing that the job that we do is so important. We are so focused on customer safety and security. We are focused on resilience, and also aviation is a business that brings people together. We unite families, businesses, communities, and countries. So when you contribute to an environment like this, and without giving my age away, 28 years later, I still feel like there's always something to learn. There's always something to contribute. There's always a problem to solve. So I'm excited about how far I've come, but also how far I still have ahead of me.
You know, Marché, I don't know if I just had an epiphany now, but I'm realizing that, first of all, the ACSA is ranked globally as one of the top, operations in terms of, our aviation and, the lack of crashes, lack thereof, our safety, our pilots, and just the entire system as a whole. You being a senior manager of the quality control and assurance really kind of ranks you globally. What would you say is your contribution and some of the lessons you've learned over the years that have contributed to this ranking?
I think that, being a global industry, continuous learning is important. So, as with every other industry, we evolve. And as we evolve, risks evolve, expectations evolve. And as leadership, we need to be continuously growing. So for me, I would say the most important lesson I've learned is to never stop learning and to not limit myself. So I really strongly believe in never stop becoming. I think that is something that I live by and I value because there's always a new problem. No 2 days are the same. Whilst we might hold a title, the roles are completely different. We are interlinked, and like you say, it's a global industry. Our Tambo being one of the largest, or actually the largest in Africa. So it's very important that we uphold the global standards because one incident is one too many in terms of safety or security, and the impact that we have on our economy would be, diabolical. So I believe that the learning, the holding hands, and having a spirit of learning, never thinking that you know everything. Because, like I'm saying, I've been in the industry for nearly a decade. However, with the evolution of technology, there's the evolution of risk. So there's always something to learn from somebody else next to you, behind you, in front of you.
Marché, as someone who has been led in the last 2.5 decades at ACSA and someone who is leading now in your position as a senior manager, maybe chat to us about what leadership looks like for you and what you look for in a leader and what you found, you gravitate towards as a leader at ACSA.
For me, leadership is about responsibility. It's about making difficult decisions when you need to, taking accountability when things go wrong,
Sure.
and giving credit where credit is due. So I really believe you're as strong as your team. You can
Sure.
have the best strategy, but without people and being able to lead people and influence and empower people around you, then fundamentally you're not going to be able to achieve any results. So for me, I think leadership is really about people, and being a woman in a leadership position, I believe that we have to have more courage. So being a leader is always being authentic and being able to do what is right, even when it is not popular. In terms of a decision, you need to be holding your values close to yourself. So that for me is really being authentic as a leader, having your integrity always.
There's someone out there who's sitting at the front desk. There's someone out there that is sitting in customer service, wanting to be where you are, wanting to achieve higher and more. What would you say is the one thing you've kept consistent in your journey to your position right now, that maybe the person who is sitting in the customer service job wanting to get there, what would you tell them?
I think I would tell them, don't limit yourself. Don't be afraid to let your voice be heard. Don't be afraid to also volunteer yourself. Often we are waiting for someone to recognize us,
Yeah.
but I think that it's important to put your hand up and let somebody know that you admire, that you want to shadow, that you want to learn from. There's no wrong question, and I believe that nobody is going to say no to handing down knowledge. So I've been fortunate enough to have mentors and leaders around me that were never afraid to share knowledge and to empower me and throw me into the deep end. We like to use the term baptism by fire in
Me.
aviation, although we would never really want a fire, but literally that is a baptism by fire. You just throw yourself into the deep end, and that is how you learn. There's really no right or wrong way of doing it. But again, it's just the never stop becoming, never stop learning. Don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to say, look, I've made a mistake. How can I do it better next time? So it needs to be a safe place. You need to just have that security in yourself to be able to just be accountable. And if it's going to be wrong, then you learn from it, right? So that's how we go.
Marsha, you literally use the phrase that I literally have been using for the last 4 months that I've been at Channel Africa. So you and I are aligned. Are we allowed to call your name the next time we get to the airport? Are we allowed to ask for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look for me. Good luck finding me, because we're always very busy. But let's follow the rules, because I'm the one that upholds the rules. Compliance is at the very top of our list. So let's do the right thing. Don't call me for the wrong reason.
Marché Arnold, what a pleasure to be chatting to you about your journey and everything that you've been able to achieve in such a short space of time. We really do look up to you and admire your journey and your perseverance. Thank you so much for joining us on The Upside on Channel Africa. That was Marché Arnold, Senior Manager for Quality Control and Assurance at ACSA. It is 4:30. Let's check in with sport now. Here is